Brooke Johnson, EM 2710, EM 13003.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
All right, and Ms. McGinn, you're here on this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Excellent. And Ms. Johnson, is your guardian with you?
Yes, ma'am. Kimberly Helton, I'm here.
Hi, thank you, Ms. Helton. All right, Ms. Johnson, it looks like you have spoken to the prosecutor and come to an agreement in your case to continue, or in your cases, to continue both of them, to give you time to complete certain conditions in exchange for a dismissal on both of your cases. Those conditions would be that you complete 16 hours of community service. You are to have no new violations during the time that your case is open, and you are not to run away from third way during the time that your case is open or ever. Is that your understanding of the agreement? Hang on a second, Ms. Johnson. Excuse me, if you are not Logan Johnson, please mute your device. You are interrupting court. Ms. Johnson, is that your understanding of your agreement? I can't hear you. Still can't hear you. It looks like you're unmuted, so I'm not sure why I'm not hearing you.
Can you hear us now?
Yes.
Okay, speak up louder.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right. Thank you. And Ms. Hilton, is this your understanding as well?
Yes, ma'am.
And is this what you believe that Ms. Brooke Johnson Logan Brooke Johnson should do?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. McGinn, do you agree?
Yes, I do.
All right. So you're at third way, is that right, Ms. Johnson?
Yes, Your Honor.
And how's everything going there?
It's going, I guess.
Doing all right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So I believe that you can complete your community service at third way. So you'll need to talk to somebody about doing that. We're going to continue your case for about 45 to 60 days to give you time to do that. You're going to receive an email, or your guardian will receive an email about how that needs to be completed and the form that you need to have filled out. It will be your responsibility to provide that back to the court. Please do make sure that you get whoever you work for to put their name and phone number, because we do call and make sure that you've done the community service. Do you have any questions about that?
No, Your Honor.
All right. It is really important that you comply with this agreement because you want to have both of these cases dismissed. Once they are dismissed, you are then eligible for expungement. And once a case is expunged, it means that you can legally say that the record does not exist. Do you have any questions about that?
No, ma'am.
There isn't a request for restitution, but I am going to reserve restitution for 91 days, just in case there is any out-of-pocket expenses that need to be taken care of. All right, does anybody have any questions about Ms. Johnson's requirements?
No, ma'am.
All right, thank you all. Ms. Helton, please be on the lookout for that email. Ms. Johnson, I want you to continue working hard. It is not easy. Sometimes it's working every single day to make sure that you're doing the right thing. And I want to have a good report next time you're in court, and I want to be able to dismiss your case.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. I thank Your Honor.
Thank you. Have a good rest of your day. You are all excused from the call.
Thank you.
One moment. So that will be 16 hours concurrent. Just, I wrote it in the second one, but didn't think of putting it in the first one. All right, do I have Larry Cisneros? Good afternoon, Mr. Cisneros. All right, and you're here today for proof that you've signed up for your in-home detention, is that right?
No, I was actually asking for just like a week or two more time to get that set up, due to the fact that my vehicle broke down. I can go to mine, it happened in 5 days after that closed the things. I've been working on it every day since then. I'm almost started running again, but she won't be able to run the daily errands and get the kids to school or whatnot if she doesn't have a vehicle on house arrest. Right now, taking the kids to school on the RTD, she doesn't know how to use the RTD.
Well, if you were on house arrest, wouldn't you be home every day to work on the car?
Well, yeah, but then there's no way to get the kids to school because she can't take them. So,
What do you have left to fix?
I just gotta do fuel pump and fuel filter and then possibly the injectors. Also, this has caused me to financially spend more money than I wanted, so I let an extension of the payment also.
One sec. How much time are you asking for, sir?
7 days a month, 14 days.
One sec. All right, so today is April 27th. There's something wrong with that calendar. Strange. All right, it's April 27th. I will give you until May 11th. That's 2 weeks from today.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So May 11th at 1 p.m. If you haven't hooked up, you'll need to do exactly what you did today, which is to come in. Otherwise, a warrant will issue and you'd be looking at that 120 days in county jail. All right, do you still have all the info that you need to hook up?
Yes, I do.
Perfect. Okay, sir, go ahead and see my clerk at the window to get a written reminder of that court date, and good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. Juan Carlos Carrillo, EM 4276.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. For the record, Jeff Pearson, 37867 on behalf of Mr. Carrillo. He is not appearing today, but I do have authorization to accept an interplea on his behalf.
Great, it looks like he'll be pleading guilty to a 0-point obstructed window charge. Is that your understanding?
It is.
All right, one sec. All right, and have you explained to your client the rights he has, the right to give up by pleading guilty today?
Yes, I have.
Oh, this is all one, it was all separated. I thought he had more than one case. My apologies. All right, and how does Mr. Carrillo plead to this 1 point, or excuse me, 0 point charge?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Sorry, one moment, I'm opening the ticket. Let me get there. I don't have a mouse, so my hands work slow. The 0 point charge of obstructed window on November 11th, or excuse me, November 9th, 2021 in the 11,300 block of Highway 85 in Commerce City, Colorado.
Guilty, Your Honor.
Thank you. I accept the guilty plea. Find that it's knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently made. Mr. Pearson, anything in regard to sentencing?
Just that this was reported as an accident. Very minor. The only damage reported was the passenger side mirror of the other vehicle. So we're talking very minor damage, no injuries. And I believe my client, he was driving his semi truck, Peterbilt at the time, and I believe insurance is covering any and all damages in this case. The officer also noted that my client's attitude was courteous at the time of the when he was contacted. So just to bring that to mention to the court as well.
Okay. All right, I'm just looking at the pictures in the accident report. It does, as you say, just show the damage to that mirror. It looks maybe like she must have hit the mirror on a fence post or something.
Not 100% sure, but yeah.
I'm not 100% sure either because there's not a lot in the area. So interesting. All right, let me take a look at Mr. Carrillo's driving record. It looks like he has not had any tickets since 2017. This was very minor, so I'm going to impose an $80 fine. There are $20 court costs, $9 fuel charge, 30% surcharge, comes to a total of $133. Is 2 weeks day of execution enough time for Mr. Carrillo?
I believe so, Your Honor.
Perfect. All right, I will have my clerk send you the information about that. Have a good, do you have any other ones today?
Nope, just the one today.
All right, have a good rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thank you, bye-bye. Yesenia Usano, EM 8223. Good afternoon. Sorry, Ureno. Bad handwriting. All right, ma'am. Did you have any questions about the rights advisement video? You have a ticket here for failing to stop at a stop sign. That's a 4-point violation. The prosecutor is offering to reduce your ticket to a 2-point charge. Sorry, 1-point charge of driving with a defective headlight. Would you like to accept that offer today?
Yes.
Has anybody made you any promises or threatened you to get you to plead guilty? Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would impair your ability to make a good decision? Can you answer out loud?
No.
Thank you. Do you understand that pleading guilty means you're giving up all of the rights that you have in the case, including the right to have an attorney, the right to have a trial, and the right to appeal? How do you plead to the 1-point charge of driving with a defective headlight on March 31st, 2022 at 104th and Sable in Commerce City, Colorado? Do you plead guilty or not guilty to that charge? Thank you. I accept your guilty plea and I find that it's knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently made. Is there anything that you'd like me to know about your case before I impose the fine? All right, looks like you haven't had a ticket before, so I am going to impose an $80 fine. There are $20 court costs, $9 fuel charge, 30% surcharge, so the total comes to $133. Are you able to pay that today? Okay, I'll have you stop at the clerk's window, just out and to the left, and they can take your payment there, and that will conclude your case. Thank you. Have a good day. Mario Vasquez Cabrera, EM 12099. Good afternoon. Mr. Vasquez, any questions about the rights advisement video?
No.
All right, sir, you have a ticket for speeding. It is a 6-point violation from April 1st. The prosecutor is offering to reduce your ticket to a 3-point charge of improper lane usage. Would you like to accept that offer?
Yes.
Has anyone made you any promises or threatened you to get you to plead guilty? Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would impair your ability to make a good decision?
No.
Do you understand that pleading guilty means you are giving up all of the rights that you have in the case, including the right to have an attorney, the right to have a trial, and the right to appeal?
Yeah.
How do you plead to the 3-point charge of improper lane usage on April 1st, 2022 in the 8400 block of Highway 2 in Commerce City, Colorado?
Yes.
How do you plead to the charge, guilty or not guilty?
Okay. Like, yeah.
Do you need an interpreter?
Yeah.
Okay, have a seat. Do we have an interpreter here today? No, I'm sorry. No tenemos un intérprete hoy.
Yeah, but I got it. Case.
Okay. Have you understood everything that I've said?
Yeah.
So how do you plead to the 3-point charge of improper lane usage, guilty or not guilty?
Here.
And guilty means culpable.
Yeah.
Declara culpable?
Yeah.
All right. I will accept your guilty plea and find that it's knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently made. Is there anything that you want me to know about your case before I impose the fine? All right, I see that you have one other ticket in the last 2 years, but you're still doing okay as far as your points go. I am going to impose the standard fine, which is $120. There are $20 court costs, $9 fuel charge, 30% surcharge. The total that you owe is $185. Are you able to pay that today?
Yes.
All right, I want you to stop at the window and the clerks will take your payment. It's just out and to the left.
Okay.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
Tomasita Castillo Luna, EM 4325.
Yes,
Good afternoon, Ms. Castillo. Any questions about your rights advisement?
no,
All right, and you have a ticket here from March 30th for speeding, a 4-point violation, and no proof of insurance, a 4-point violation. It looks like you were able to provide your insurance proof to the prosecutor, so that charge is getting dismissed. That leaves you with the 4-point speeding. He is offering to reduce that to a 1-point charge of speeding. Would you like to accept that plea offer?
Yes.
Has anyone made you any promises or threatened you to get you to plead guilty?
no,
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would impair your ability to make a good decision?
no,
Do you understand that pleading guilty means you are giving up all of the rights that you have in the case, including the right to have an attorney, the right to have a trial, and the right to appeal?
yes,
How do you plead to the 1-point charge of speeding on March 30th, 2022 in the 6600 block of East 56th Avenue in Commerce City, Colorado?
guilty,
Thank you. I accept your guilty plea and I find that it's knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently made. Is there anything that you would like me to know before I impose the fine?
no,
All right, so it looks like you have 1 ticket in the last couple of years, but point-wise, you're doing all right. All right, ma'am, I am going to impose the standard fine in your case, which is $80. There are $20 court costs, $9 fuel charge, 30% surcharge for a total of $133. Are you able to pay that today?
yes,
Great. You will receive an email from my clerk with your payment options. That can either be done in person, online, or through the mail. Do you have any questions?
no, I do not.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Have a good rest of your day.
Those all.
Thank you.
Okay.
Luis Aguilar, EM 4699. Good afternoon. Mr. Aguilar, you are here today to show proof of completion of the conditions that you made with the prosecutor, and it looks like you have done that. Since you have completed your community service, he is moving to dismiss your case. I will grant that dismissal. And I'm just not seeing you on my docket. Do you have a hyphenated last name?
Yeah, it's Olivas.
Olivas?
Yeah.
That's weird. I'm not finding it. Let me look it up this way. Is this your regular court date or did you come early?
No, it's my regular.
All right, so I am going to grant the dismissal. Your case is now eligible for sealing. What that means is if you file a petition and you pay a $65 fee, the court would order the case sealed and you could legally say that the record does not exist. You are not required to do that. It is just an option. If you know that you want to do that and can't pay the $65 today, that's okay. That option remains open to you. Do you have any questions?
No, yeah.
All right, unless you want a copy of the dismissal, you are free to go.
Okay.
Thank you. Maybe I was losing my mind, but I did not see this one on the docket. I don't know. Noah Young, EM 366.
I am here, Your Honor.
Hi, Mr. Young. Did you have any questions about the rights advisement?
No, Your Honor.
All right, and you have a ticket, Mr. Young, for speeding. That is a 6-point violation from March 30th. The prosecutor is offering to reduce your ticket to a 2-point charge of driving with a defective vehicle. Would you like to accept that offer?
Yes,
Gladly, Your
ma'am.
Honor.
Oh,
This, I'm talking to Mr. Young, Noah Young. So if you're not Noah Young, I want you to go ahead and keep yourself muted for now. All right, Mr. Young, has anyone made you any promises or threatened you to get you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would impair your ability to make a good decision?
No, Your Honor.
Do you understand that pleading guilty means you are giving up all of the rights that you have in the case, including the right to have an attorney, the right to have a trial, and the right to appeal?
I do, Your Honor.
How do you plead to the 2-point charge of driving with a defective vehicle on March 30th, 2022 in the 9300 block of Highway 2 in Commerce City, Colorado?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Thank you. I accept your guilty plea and I find that it's knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently made. Is there anything that you would like me to know about your case before I impose the fine?
I've got nothing, Your Honor.
All right, I see this is your first ticket. Normally the fine is $120. Since it is your first ticket, I will reduce it to $100. There are $20 of court costs, $9 fuel charge, 30% surcharge for a total of $159. Are you able to pay that today?
I am not, Your Honor, but I will be able to pay it by this weekend.
Not a problem. My clerk is going to send you an email with your payment options. Be on the lookout for that sometime later today. Do you have any questions?
No questions, but just wanted to say thank you all for everything. It's been good so far. Good
Thank
experience.
you. You're very welcome. Thank you, Mr. Young. Have a good rest of your day.
You as well, ma'am. Take care.
Thank you. And I'm just waiting on files for everybody else. So thank you for your patience. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks. Michael Morlock, EM 8222.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, sir. Did you have any questions about the rights advisement?
No, ma'am, I do not.
All right, and you have a ticket here for following too closely. That is a 4-point violation. And this is from March 23rd. The prosecutor is offering to reduce your ticket to a 0-point obstructed windshield charge or window charge. Would you like to accept that plea offer?
Yes, Your Honor, I would.
Has anybody made you any promises or threatened you to get you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would impair your ability to make a good decision?
No, Your Honor.
Do you understand that pleading guilty means you are giving up all of the rights that you have in the case, including the right to have an attorney, the right to have a trial, and the right to appeal?
I do, Your Honor.
How do you plead to the 0-point obstructed window charge on March 23rd, 2022 in the 10,800 block of I-76 in Commerce City, Colorado?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Thank you. I accept your guilty plea and I find that it's knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently made. Is there anything that you would like me to know about your case before I impose the fine?
No, Your Honor.
All right, so I'm just looking at the accident report. Did this person brake check you or what was going on?
So apparently, Your Honor, witnesses pulled over and said that there was a road rage incident happening on the highway just before I merged onto the highway myself. And I think I was a victim of that. So I believe a car in front of the car that I had to stop for brake checked one car, making that car lock its brakes up. And then I locked my brakes up, swerved to avoid a collision, and took out the median myself. So it was a single car crash. No other vehicles were involved. Naturally, those two vehicles kept going and witnesses pulled over and called the cops.
Gotcha. All right, well, I understand. I'm not sure. I understand why the officer wrote you the ticket. I think they had some discretion in that. We always need to drive in a manner that would allow us to make a stop, even in an emergency situation. I know that it gets difficult on the highway. There's often, we don't leave enough space and we do that all the time. And it's a chance that we take when we don't do that. But I certainly don't think that you would have gotten into an accident without that road rage issue happening in front of you. So I'm going to suspend your fine and impose only the court costs. So the total that you're going to owe is $29. Are you able to pay that today?
Yes, Your Honor, I am. And thank you very much.
All right, you're welcome. You're going to receive an email from my clerk with your payment options. That should be coming to you later, sometime later today.
Thank you, Your Honor. I really appreciate it.
You bet. Have a good rest of your day. Juan Zubia, EM
You as well, ma'am.
9228. Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Hi, Mr. Zubia. Any questions about the rights advisement that you reviewed?
No, Your Honor.
All right, and you have a ticket here for speeding. It's a 6-point violation from March 27th. The prosecutor is offering to reduce your ticket to a 2-point defective vehicle charge. Would you like to accept that offer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anybody made you any promises or threatened you to get you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would impair your ability to make a good decision?
No, Your Honor.
Do you understand that pleading guilty means you are giving up all of the rights that you have in the case, including the right to have an attorney, the right to have a trial, and the right to appeal?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
How do you plead to the 2-point charge of driving with a defective vehicle on March 27th, 2022 in the 7300 block of Highway 2 in Commerce City, Colorado.
Guilty?
Thank you. I accept your guilty plea and I find that it's knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently made. Mr. Zubia, is there anything that you want me to know about your case before I impose the fine?
No, Your Honor.
All right, so it looks like you've never had a ticket before. You were 1 mile an hour away from this being a 4-point violation, so I'm going to consider that. I'm going to impose, instead of a $120 fine, I'm going to impose an $80 fine. There are $20 of court costs, a $9 fuel charge, and 30% surcharge. So the total that you will owe is $133. Are you able to pay that today, Mr. Zubia?
Yes, Your Honor.
Great, thank you.
Sorry, there it is.
You're going to get an email from my clerk about how to make those payment arrangements.
Okay, thank you, Your
Have a
Honor.
good rest of your day. Bye-bye.
You as well.
Thank you. Jesus Sanchez, EM 17024. Good afternoon. Mr. Sanchez, any questions about the rights advisement video? You have a ticket here for failing to stop at a red light. This is from March 27th. That is a 4-point violation. The prosecutor is offering to reduce your ticket to a 1-point charge of driving with a defective headlight. Would you like to accept that plea offer?
Yes.
Has anybody made you any promises or threatened you to get you to plead guilty?
No.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would impair your ability to make a good decision?
No.
Do you understand that pleading guilty means you are giving up all of the rights that you have in the case, including the right to have an attorney, the right to have a trial, and the right to appeal?
Yes.
How do you plead to the 1-point charge of driving with a defective headlight on March 27th, 2022 at Highway 2 and 96th Avenue in Commerce City, Colorado?
Guilty.
Thank you. I accept your guilty plea and I find that it's knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently made. Is there anything that you want me to know before I impose the fine?
No.
All right, one sec. So it looks like you were kind of like, should I stop? Should I go? And you ended up going?
Yeah.
All right. Those are the chances we take as drivers. Just be careful when you see that yellow to really estimate how much time you actually have. So I see that you've not had a ticket before. So I will impose an $80 fine. There are $20 court costs, $9 surcharge, fuel charge, 30% surcharge for a total of $133. Are you able to pay that today?
Yes.
All right, I'll have you stop at the window. The ladies or the clerks will take care of you there. That will conclude your case. Have a good day. Thank you. Jaslyn Martinez, EM 7687, EM 8194.
Yes, Your Honor. Jennifer McGinn, the guardian ad litem on one of the cases. I would like to be appointed on the other case, and she is present with her father and stepmother.
Thank you. Dad, can I get your name for the record?
Erasmo Martinez Marquez.
All right, thank you. One moment. All right, Ms. McGinn, I will appoint you on EM 7687. Of course, it's the other one. Hang on one sec. All right. Jaslyn, have you ever watched the rights advisement video?
Yeah.
Did you have any questions about your rights?
No.
Mr. Martinez Marquez, do you have any questions about your daughter's rights?
No.
Thank you. All right, so it looks like we are going to continue the case for some information from a therapist so that the prosecutor can make an appropriate offer if there is an appropriate offer in the case. Is that your understanding, Mrs. Martinez or Ms. Martinez?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. When is your next therapy appointment?
May 27.
Okay. So let's continue the case about 45 days to make sure we have enough time to get that follow-up information to the courts. Do you have any questions about what you need to provide?
No.
All right, Ms. McGinn, is there anything for the record on this case?
No, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Be on the lookout for the email with that next court, or do we want to set it now? We're going to set your next court date now. Let's do about 45 days. All right, Ms. McGinn, we have June 15th, 16th, 23rd, or 27th. Any of those dates better for you?
Can we do June 15th?
June 15th, yes. All right, so your next court date, Jaslyn, is going to be June 15th, 2022 at 1 p.m. And you're going to get a written reminder about that in your email. Do you have any questions?
No.
All right, thank you both. Have a good rest of your day.
Thank you.
Tyler Foster, EM 4321.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hi, Mr. Foster. Any questions about the rights advisement?
What was that?
Did you have any questions about the rights advisement?
No.
All right, one sec. Is this your regular court date or did you add on to today?
No, this was, I had one on the 6th and we deferred it 3 weeks because I needed to confirm with my lawyer there.
Okay. For some reason, your case is not on my docket either, but I've found you. You have a ticket for failing to yield. That's a 3-point violation. The prosecutor is offering to reduce your ticket to a 0-point obstructed window charge. Would you like to accept this plea offer?
I will accept the plea offer.
Has anyone made you any promises or threatened you to get you to plead guilty?
No.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would impair your ability to make a good decision?
No.
Do you understand that pleading guilty means that you are giving up all of the rights that you have in the case, including the right to have an attorney, the right to have a trial, and the right to appeal?
Correct.
How do you plead to the 0-point obstructed window charge on March 11th, 2022 at 6600 East 60th Avenue in Commerce City, Colorado?
Guilty.
Thank you. I accept your guilty plea and I find that it's knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently made. Is there anything that you wanted me to know about your accident before I impose the fine?
Out of curiosity, what do people normally say during these kind of things?
Well, you've heard a couple of the other people, like the one gentleman explained to me about the road rage that was happening in front of him. I always look at the accident report. So from what I can tell, it looks like the other car took a little bit more damage than yours, which was a moderate damage.
Maybe. I mean, do you want me to tell you what happened real quick?
Sure.
You know, the 6600 is like right across from the courthouse, across Quebec there.
Yep.
Taking a left, they have the trucks parked on each side of that road on the far end down there. And I'm taking a left, there's a red light. I double checked, I was there for about 5 minutes and looked left, nobody, looked right, nothing, looked left, nothing, went back to the right, nobody there, started to turn out. And guys flying down that road. And, you know, I mean, he was probably between 45 and 55. He slammed on his brakes, skated for like 10 feet and smashed my car. It was about $17,000 in damage to my car. Both cars had total losses, both towed from the scene. I looked at the accident report. There's no mileage listed anywhere on it. So I was kind of curious what he put for his speed, you know, because he was going way past. I mean, the school zone starts 5 feet to the right of that turn. I'm glad it was me and not a kid walking.
Right.
I mean,
definitely.
but I don't really know. It was one of those kind of situations. I just couldn't do anything to avoid it. You know, there's no way to see somebody going that fast coming out of that turn.
All right. Yeah. I mean, it's tough if you're a left turning vehicle or even a right turning vehicle and the other part of traffic, you're turning on like a T and they don't have to stop. They always have the right of way. Understandably, of course, an insurance company is probably going to look for some kind of comparative negligence, meaning he was driving so fast that it was partly a cause of the accident. But what the law looks at is, did you fail to yield to a person who had the legal right on that street? And unfortunately, he had the legal right on the street. So technically, if we had sufficient evidence, we could have 2 separate tickets out of an accident. So I certainly understand where you're coming from, but just always bear that in mind, that unless you're turning with a green arrow or a green light, that the other lane or direction of travel does have the right of way. So be super careful.
Yeah, 100%. I normally am, and I've not really had accidents ever before this on my, you know, ever on my driving record at all. Like, this is the first time I've had something like this, and that's why I don't normally know how this is handled. Sorry.
I do see that you've never had a ticket before, at least in a very long time. There's nothing on your record. All right. Normally the fine on this would be $160. I'm going to reduce it to $120. There are $20 court costs, $9 fuel charge, 30% surcharge for a total of $185. Are you able to pay that today?
Yeah. And it's 0
right.
points, right?
It is 0 points, yes. So it will not even go on your record. We don't report 0 pointers to the DMV.
Yeah.
All right. So you'll be receiving an email from my clerk with those payment options. Thank you, Mr. Foster. Have a good rest of your day.
You too. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hi, Ms. Mokata. I'm just waiting for your file. Okay.
No one wants to see a 60-year-old man live. Even the 60-year-old man doesn't want to see it.
Come on, we need some entertainment. All right, this is Marlon Moncada Lopez, EM 4709. Good afternoon, ma'am. Did you have any questions about the rights advisement?
No questions.
All right, you have a ticket here for speeding. It is a 6-point violation. That is from April 2nd. The prosecutor is offering to reduce your ticket to a 3-point charge of improper lane usage. Would you like to accept that plea offer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anybody made you any promises or threatened you to get you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would impair your ability to make a good decision?
No, Your Honor.
Do you understand that pleading guilty means you are giving up all of the rights that you have in the case, including the right to have an attorney, the right to have a trial, and the right to appeal?
Yes, Your Honor.
How do you plead to the 3-point charge of improper lane usage on April 2nd, 2022 in the 7600 block of Prairie Parkway in Commerce City, Colorado?
I plead guilty.
Thank you. I accept your guilty plea and find that it's knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently made. Is there anything that you would like me to know about your case before I impose the fine?
No, Your Honor.
All right, so it looks like you haven't had any tickets in a couple of years. You were 1 mile an hour away from this being a 4-point violation here, so I'm going to consider that when imposing the amount of your fine. Normally it would be 120. I'm instead going to impose 100. There are $20 court costs, $9 fuel charge, and 30% surcharge for a total of $159. Are you able to pay that today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Great. You will receive an email from my clerk with your payment options. Do you have any questions?
Not right now.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. Have a good rest of your day.
Thank you. You as well.
Bye. Thank you. I'm good. Thank you for asking though. Isn't that weird that those 2 cases were not on the docket? Did they get added late or something, do you think? Like it's on here. I see Foster is on this paper docket, but it was not on the full court docket.
Oh.
There was a second one
on
too.
the
I don't,
Wednesday docket?
yeah.
No, it was probably me because yesterday when I was adding them, I couldn't find, I think there was 2 cases, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't find,
Gotcha.
so. I figured.
No worries.
FTA, I would just add it at the end.
I just wanted to make sure full court wasn't having another issue.
No.
My Brighton clerks, are you doing the full court training thing tomorrow? No, the Brighton people are doing it tomorrow. So hopefully they're going to talk about the driving history issue and a couple of other
In
things.
Northland, right?
Brighton.
No.
Oh,
it's in
the-
Northland?
Oh, maybe.
If it's that one, then yeah.
That sounds right.
Christopher Mayer.
Gotcha. Good thing this records.
Oh, you didn't have the report? Did you
No,
do it
that's
this
the
morning?
first time I've done it.
Oh, okay.
Darn it. Oh, I've been so good. Shoot. Literally the first time I've forgotten it. I'm so disappointed. Just turn it on.
Can you, move for, again, this, I don't know if you heard me or not.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Do I have Tirso Carrera Hernandez? Mr. Carrera, can you hear me? Mr. Carrera, I see that you're unmuted. Can you please try to speak so I can see if I can hear you? If you can hear me, I cannot hear you. I want you to hang up and call back in to the Zoom link.
Hello.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Do you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm having internet problems.
I can hear you now. I want you to keep your camera off because that will sometimes interfere with the audio.
Okay.
All right. Good afternoon, sir. You are here today. It looks like maybe we continued your case last time for you to class. It looks like you have done that. And I was just reviewing your essay while we're waiting. Let me finish that up 1 sec. All right, thank you for your essay. Sir, since you did complete that class, the prosecutor is dismissing the possession of or consumption of alcohol charge. That just leaves you with the 6-point speeding violation. The prosecutor is offering to reduce that to a 4-point charge of speeding. Would you like to accept that offer?
Yeah.
Has anyone made you any promises or threatened you to get you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would impair your ability to make a good decision?
No, Your Honor.
Do you understand that pleading guilty means you are giving up all of the rights that you have in the case, including the right to have an attorney, the right to have a trial, and the right to appeal?
Yes, Your Honor.
How do you plead to the 4-point charge of speeding on February 11th, 2022 in the 9400 block of Highway 2 in Commerce City, Colorado?
Guilty?
Thank you. I accept your guilty plea and I find that it's knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently made. Is there anything that you would like me to know before I impose the sentence?
No.
All right, one moment. Just taking a look at the report.
Okay.
Looks like they also could have charged you with possession of marijuana and paraphernalia. So it looks like the officer cut you a break. I think he also potentially could have charged you with driving while under the while ability impaired. You admitted to smoking marijuana earlier in the day. Sir, you need to make better choices. You cannot smoke and drive. I don't
No, yeah,
care.
I wasn't smoking while driving.
Well, you told the
I had
officer
told
that you had earlier in the day, correct?
Yeah, just earlier in the day though. I wasn't driving while smoking.
All right. I am dismissing the underage possession or consumption of alcohol charge since you completed the class. I am imposing a fine. Let me take a look at your driving record. One sec. It looks like you have one other ticket in the last 2 years. That's a 2-pointer that will be in your 2-year time period. So for your 1 year, you're doing okay. I am going to impose a $160 fine. There are $20 of court costs, $9 fuel charge, 30% surcharge for a total of $237. Are you able to pay that today?
Yeah.
All right, and my clerk is going to give you an email with the information that you need and your payment options. You can either do that in person, online, or through the mail. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right, thank you, sir. Have a good rest of your day.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you, bye-bye. Okay, thank you.
haven't seen others.
Okay. I saw the majority of them.
It's really hard to tell. It seems like there's a bunch I haven't seen.
Okay.
Is there court feeling as to how long you get someone to show up for trial?
Usually 15 minutes. So 2:45. Off now.
I want to say Jennifer does a really nice report. I really
Yeah.
appreciated it, but